Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for February 6th through the 12th of 2022. So how's everybody doing? This week kicks off actually on Tuesday the 8th with Mars trining Uranus. This is a powerful combo. However, it has to be integrated and consciously expressed to yield the best results. Otherwise, you may miss an opportunity for a major personal breakthrough. Mars gives you the courage and Uranus awakens new possibilities within. This is an easy alignment of your actions and your individual brilliance coming together in a new way. You may even discover some new gift or talent that has been dormant for a while, but is now beginning to come to life. This energy pushes you to try something new that liberates you in some way that you may have previously felt daunted by in the past. Because of the easy angle, too, this new evolution to the next level should not entail you having to annihilate any other aspect of life. You will just intuitively know that it is time to change. And it won't matter what others think or say either, because the prompting for change comes from within. So take advantage of this time to experiment or try something new or in a new way and see what unlocks for you. You never know where it will lead. Deep breath. On the same day, on the 8th, Sirius re-enters Gemini. As it turns out, Sirius has been going back and forth through Taurus and Gemini, where it retrograded, activating a deep dive into our true values and priorities around what truly nourishes, supports, and protects us on both mental and physical levels. Now she will finish upgrading our mental body, connecting us to more sensible choices. Sirius rules how we nurture and like to be nurtured. As it moves through the signs, it also moves through your respective houses, activating your planets and bringing some much needed loving, caring, nurturing, maternal energy to those zones. It takes about 5 years for Sirius to move through all 12 signs. So the last time it was in Gemini was June, July of 2018. And FYI, the next time will be May, June of 2026. What is special about this year, which is the 21-22 crossover, is that it will linger and retrograde there. So that means we all get a concentrated dose of nourishment in our Gemini, Sag, and Virgo, Pisces departments by default. It is a once in 5-year renewal in the Gemini zone. And this is your mental health, your ideas, thoughts, and concepts. After the couple of years that we've had, this is critical to co-create with consciously. You are supported to reset how you think and express yourself in the context of what feeds, nourishes, and protects you and what you love. We should give some extra attention to improving our mental health in any way we can. Feed your mind good stuff, not toxic junk food that gives you a high but also includes that inevitable crash. Protect your peace of mind by limiting input. Your system can only handle so much. Part of nourishing your mental body in new ways is expanding your ideas and concepts. Think bigger. Do things or watch things or listen to things that inspire you and uplift your consciousness. What have you been feeding your consciousness over the last 5 years? How can you improve that and do it in a new way? My typical prescription for good mental health is to double the good stuff. For example, if you have to watch your 1-hour news program every day just to stay informed, then counterbalance that with 2 or more hours of good comedy or inspirational programs. I have found this to be very effective. Then I have some little postscripts here just so everyone can kind of know what's been going on. Sirius entered Gemini July to December of 2021. Sirius re-enters Gemini February 8th until May 15th. And her retrograde dates were October 8th of 21. She went direct January 14th at the very late degrees of Taurus. Then we jump to Friday, the 11th, when Mercury conjuncts Pluto for the third and final time. So this is part of the Mercury retrograde process we've just gone through in Capricorn and a little bit of Aquarius. Basically, it went backwards in Aquarius and forward in Capricorn. So with that lengthy period, it managed to touch Pluto 3 times over in an initiatory way, which means we're definitely initiating new ways of thinking and expressing and communicating on all levels. And we've been going through this in a way that's a process. It wasn't just a one and done. So the initiation doesn't really kick in until now, until after this activation. That's when your real new beginning of your new creative babies and thoughts and ideas, as well as your new mental well-being and center point, wherever that base is for you, right? So this activation takes you into the depths of your own mind and consciousness, deepening all communications. You may find yourself obsessing over something either by yourself or in an attempt to convey something to another. Superficial, quick once-overs or trying to keep things light will not likely be possible with this energy. You may feel determined to dig deeper until you get to the core or base issue. It's good for soul searching when it's motivated by a genuine desire to know the truth rather than to evade it. It's not so good when you're obsessing over someone or something which no longer serves you or your highest good. The challenge with this energy is the tendency to be really intense and locked in on your own point of view, which is no less valid, but often this type of mental intensity blinds you to something obvious that you overlooked because you were not being objective, but being driven by much deeper and possibly unconscious emotions. Your intensity is capable of influencing others, but be aware of the difference between sharing information and trying to convince, convert, or cajole others, as that can naturally attract challenges and opposition. Remember, the opposite can also be true, where you're on the receiving end of this intense energy from someone else trying to convince you. The best way to use this energy is, as it doesn't really last that long, okay, this time it did, is to turn that intensity towards self. Peel the layers to your own truth and purpose. The channels are open for a time and you can communicate and receive information from the deepest part of your soul self. This is an initiation. Deep breath. Okay, so this process that we've been in has been purifying and cleansing our mind and our mental body and how we think and process and take in information. It's so critical to check in there periodically and clean those filters so that you're not perceiving things the old way. Pluto is the transformer. Something has happened between November and March that is shifting us in very fundamental ways thanks to the Mercury retrograde and the Venus retrograde, both lingering in the Capricorn zone. That's our roles and responsibilities in the world. That's all changing. It's getting a huge upgrade. And you want to think 5 years ago was the last time Mercury was probably in this zone, and 8 years ago was the last time Venus was in this zone. So that could be a little hint of a frame of reference for the upgrades that you go through in that department. Meantime, if you want some more insights, of course, feel free to reach out directly. The Astro Tarot reading covers your personal cycles as well as a tarot reading to catch up with here and now. Or the Venus cycle is just kicking off with that new Capricorn theme. We're not even out of it yet, not until March. So if you still want to do a Venus reading in the custom guide, which will guide you for the next 18 months, I recommend getting those. And the last thing is the Astro 101 class is underway for my 20 and 30 somethings. I don't recommend that you join any later than this week because then you'll be a little bit behind. So if you still want to sign up, I'm leaving those links live until next week, and then they will come down and we'll close the registration. But I know there's a couple more of you that mentioned you want to do it, and so even if you are planning to just do the replays, which is fine, but it is more fun when we get in there together and talk about your chart. At the same time, we like to keep that group small and intimate so that we can really go narrow and deep with our individual stuff. So lots of ways to join me or get your information or to catch up with the new year. It's still just getting underway. We just had the Gate of Power on the 3rd, which is our midpoint between winter solstice and spring equinox. So it's a good time to start getting inspired about what you want to bring to life when the energies support forward movement, which is more April, May. Of course, at that point, May, June, then some big energies shift and we have some new themes and some new energetic support that we haven't had access to for many years. So there's a lot. This is a very ending, new beginning vibration. But the other beautiful thing, I should have put this in the blog, is that we have all direct planets between February 3rd and April 29th, which means all of February, all of March, and almost all of April, all planets are direct. That does not usually happen. We usually get about a month out of the year. So to have 3 whole months, that is some very much needed forward movement after ridiculous stagnation of the last 2 years. It's just so juicy and beautiful and delicious. So let's take advantage of that. And, when you're trying to start new beginnings, the only things that can trip you up is not closing out properly and doing your endings properly. So that's what you want to focus on right now, clearing the way for your new beginning to have space to take root. Okay? Use that Mercury conjunct Pluto, use these retrograde planets that we have just come out of, and really dig in to your new way of thinking and expressing yourself. Really interesting. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being part of the community. Thank you for listening. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools signing off. Have a fantastic week.